So today I want to talk about the new Earth shift and how humanity is being tested through this. So the Earth is shifting, I believe, into a higher dimension, a higher plane of being, and that is really humanity is moving into another dimension, into something better, something that is more peaceful, more loving, and more joyful. So in a sense, an easier place, a better place. And through this process, the veil is lifting, and that's why we're seeing so much turmoil in the world. And humanity at the same time is being tested. Hello and welcome to this space. My name is Dana Mia Cohen. I talk about worldview, conscious living, and shifting to a new earth and a new way of life. The truth is all rising up to the surface, which is why things are so difficult at the moment. All the negativity has to come out in order for it to be revealed. The truth is being revealed. This is part of the veil lifting. And at the same time, humanity is being tested and choices are being made. This is very, very difficult. It's a very stormy time, but it's also a time of great opportunity and tremendous transition. So to explain the shift and the way that I see it, every spiritual tradition, first of all, has a notion of this. A time of transcendence, a time for moving into, you can call it different things, a new earth, a new Eden. They each have their own way of describing it, but it marks the end of a cycle where there's been growth, where there's been sufficient change, and there's a leveling up where humanity can rise up and go into something better, something that is freer, more peaceful, and more loving. Now, through this process, I've said that the veil is lifting and that this is connected with truth. And the reason that this is so important is that in order to transcend into something better, we need to see reality as things really are. If we don't see reality, we can't align to it and we can't change things. And so the veil is lifting, and through this there's revelation of truth. And this is a great opportunity. It means that for the first time, there's no more illusion. Corruption is not possible to hide. Lies are not possible anymore because they're being revealed. Literally, when the veil lifts, the illusion fades. You can see the lies, you can see the corruption, and this is necessary in order to create that better world and that better way of being. And it marks a transition into the light, right? So when you shed light on things, they become visible. Reality becomes apparent. And it's the removal of this illusion, moving into the reality where there's more light. And this is actually closer to the divine. So it's a tremendous shift, a wonderful transition, a huge opportunity for humanity. And it's something to be embraced, even if the journey is a little rough and difficult. And so naturally, as part of this, humanity is being tested. And this time is a time for tests of character and tests of values. So tests both collectively and individually. And of course, it's very individual as well, right? Each person has their own challenge, but it's all about ultimately alignment with the light and alignment with the divine. So these tests are necessary in order to become aligned with truth, with love, with peace, with freedom, with all of the good attributes. We have to have these challenges. And in many ways, it's a self-test, right? It's not, we're not being tested externally. It's not oppressive. It's not meant to be oppressive. Really, we test ourselves, right? Our soul, the higher power is self-testing us. And it brings about an inner revelation as well. And again, it's not meant to be oppressive in any way. And connecting with it as if it's oppressive is also a distortion. And these tests, these challenges, they can be harsh, right? Because if it wasn't difficult, it wouldn't be a challenge. So I see that there are some major tests just in the last 5 years even. We're being called to a test of wisdom and discernment. This is a very important attribute. Can we see the truth? Can we see beneath the surface and the lies? Are we activating our inner guidance and our true human wisdom, which is very strong, by the way? And a very important question, do we even care? You know, that caring also makes us decent human beings. One of the major tests, for example, was during the period of the pandemic. I'm not going to go into the details, but there were certainly tests in that place. And the next test, another test, is in the area of love and compassion, of loving kindness. This is a profoundly important test for humanity. You know, it's part of that test is, do we support wars? Do we support, murder, killing? Do we support terrorists? Or do we support life, an upliftment, an upholdment of life? It isn't so much about sides per se. Really, it's about compassion for all sides. It's about love for human life in general. It's about placing ourselves in the shoes of others, of both sides, and coming from a place of love, compassion, and peace. Yeah, we're being tested in the area of peace as well. And ultimately, it's a question for ourselves, are we in alignment with good? Are we in alignment with light? This is a very important soul challenge. In the area of peace, in choosing peace, we have to ask ourselves, are we riling up aggression? Are we connecting to aggressive movements, aggressive people? No matter what it is that we believe, being in a space of peace, we should withdraw and pull away from aggression and violence. Again, it's more complicated than that. Sometimes people have to defend themselves. As we shift into the new earth, we're also attracting the things that we support. This is very powerful. So whatever people are supporting is what they're attracting, individually and of course collectively. This is clear both practically, energetically, metaphysically, and just on the baseline level in everyday life. It manifests itself politically, in the workspace, in every area. And it's also part of the law of manifesting and how karma will unfold. Those that support dark ideologies, negative movements, extremists, mean-spirited energies, those that support narcissistic regimes and environments will align with that. This is a time of choice. It's a time of bifurcation. It's choice, light and dark. People will tend to vote for the ideologies that they espouse. And so, for instance, if there are enough people in a population supporting dictatorship, supporting a certain worldview where there's aggression, there's violence, that's likely what they'll attract. They will vote for politicians who espouse that. There are places where people can't vote. I do realize that, and I'm not judging that in any way. There are people also in oppressive situations. It's complex. Situations are always complex, and I'm not judging in any way, but I'm just talking in very general terms. That which we support, we will tend to draw and align to, and it might end up on our doorstep. It's not always the case, but it could. And so at this time, especially more than ever, we have to be very, very careful what we align to and what we support, as we are in a state, and the planet and humanity in general is in a state of shift, and shifting to, again, a new way of being. If people support barbarism, murderers, inciters, haters, it may not be long before it ends up in their city, in their place, and sadly in their home, and it can take over. And this totally makes sense. So again, it's a time of challenge, where situations where we have to be very, very careful what we align to and what we support. This much is clear. If you are in a place of oppression, my heart goes out to you. And again, align yourself and support yourself with that which is loving and peaceful, and God willing, the universal consciousness will shift you into a better place. And again, that's a prayer and a hope for all of us and for humanity in general. So the truth is surfacing. Literally, it's all coming out, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The truth is literally surfacing. All the political dirt and corruption is coming up to the surface hard and fast. One example is in Hollywood, in the entertainment business, not just Hollywood, the entertainment business and that sector in different places and spaces, we see very ugly things, ugly scandals, abuses. I don't want to go into the details, but really, really horrible things. And worldwide, this is being revealed. The revelation, this may have been known to some extent in the past, but the revelations are shocking. The evil that is surfacing, not just in that space, but in many places. I've just given that example. It's all to do with the revelation. The lies, the corruption, it's all coming up. Politically, we see in the political sphere that in many places, in many areas, the literal betrayal of the politicians, how they betrayed the people and the populations. And this again, this revelation, it's very, very important. It will enable humanity to move things in a different direction, a new direction. And as things come to light, we can change things, and we need to know the reality. So far, the world has been under a kind of veil where it's been easier to operate corruption and illusions. But this is all shifting now. It's all changing. And if this has been a world of lies in the past, it can't be any longer. And therefore people, organisations and governments, given that they've been able to operate with the corruption in the past, it can't be anymore. We're entering this brand new phase, and as the veil is lifting and the truth is being revealed, humanity is being tested and challenged together. We need the change, and the opportunity is here. And that opportunity is really incredible. It's truly something very, very special, unprecedented in human history. And this is the good news through all the difficulty. And, the revelation is the good, the opportunity to shift, to move our path. And ultimately, really it's about choosing life. And as the biblical tenet says, choose life that you may live. This might seem very simple, but it's actually so very profound. It's a choice between the light and the dark. And choose the light, right? Choose the light, the best possible path to the light as well, right? Hopefully a smooth, a peaceful, a joyful path to the light. And again, that's another prayer, literally personal, and, sending it out there, sending out the good energy and that prayer for the light to come. Having said this, the dark is the nihilism, the death cults, the killing. These ideologies are of the dark. No matter what they say and how enticing they may sound, and the excuses that they may present, the arguments they may present, as somebody in a British comedy once said, and I don't believe in the devil, but I just love this little phrase that they said. Of course, the demon or the devil is convincing. He's a demon. He's not stupid. So, no matter how enticing they are, any organization, any person, any individual, any cooperative, any ideology that preaches death and worships or loves death and espouses nihilism and killing, these are ideologies of the dark. That's to differentiate from those that are self-defending and coming up with a spirit of maybe having to defend themselves in a war. That's different. But again, these ideologies in general of nihilism and death, they are of the dark. We want to foster love and compassion. Defending and protecting life is of the light. We want to value and uphold life, peace and unity. The unity is so important. This is very, very powerful. This is the choosing of the light and its alignment with the divine. It's part of the shift to the new earth, the new dimension, the new way of being. Life is given by the universal consciousness, the creator, God, however you refer to this. It's one and the same. Life is given by the universal consciousness, and life is to be loved, upheld, cherished, protected. Choosing life is alignment with the Creator, and ultimately this is all about choosing life and moving forward on the best possible path, the path to the light, the path to the life, the new earth. So just in closing, I'm going to say that again, the veil is lifting, the earth is shifting, it's happening now. It's such an exciting time. It's energetic, it's spiritual, and it's physical in nature. And, we just have to align to it, live and align with that love and that light, and rise to the challenge. There's a lot more to come in these videos. Please like and subscribe, particularly please subscribe to this channel. It really helps support this beautiful message and send out those prayers and those, those good wishes, those good energies. And, please help others to see this content. I really look forward to seeing you here again. Please comment, discuss things. I'm very happy to also answer questions, and I will be doing this, and I'll be engaging with this community. I look forward to seeing you here again. Take care.